Hello class 10 students. Today let's try to finish the lesson Money and Banking from Economics Part 3, that is from Social Science subject. In the last class we discussed about the barter system and also the concept of the evolutions of money and the problems of money, the functions, the characteristic of money we have discussed, and also though we are enjoying of the presence of the money and overcoming each and every problem from the barter system, we are enjoying the money, the system of money, the money system in Indian economy or also in the economy of the world. But also there are certain problems that has been created by money. So these problems has been discussed in the last class. Today let's take further of this from this lesson, that is the second part, that is banking. So here you will get only the basic knowledge of bank. What is bank? You are not going to study banking directly in this chapter because it is a commerce subject, and after going for your higher studies you have to take a commerce subject if you are interested to learn about banking system. But still there are certain introduction of bank that we need to understand. So what is bank? Bank is an institute, is that institute which render the money system, which facilitates the deposition of money and also lending of the money. It deals in only with money. It deals in only money, and it also mobilize the deposits from the public. It is the bank which mobilize the public to open an account in a bank and deposit the amount in the bank. So the first concept of bank ways goes to Venice. In Venice the bank evolved, and thereby the businessmen wanted to keep their money intact, safe from any problem or from loss. So people from the Venice who could take risk of taking others' money and saving the money from any unwanted circumstances. So in this way the bank to give facilities to the depositors and also ensuring the depositor that their money will not go anywhere. One contribution was given by the bank to the public, to the depositor, was that the system of interest. Interest is paid by the bank when any depositor used to deposit the amount. There are various rate of interest that is paid by the bank, and also when a person lends money from the bank, there is another system of lending system and also interest rate. So lending money has more interest and depositing money has less interest, so that the bank will earn a little amount to run the bank, to maintain the bank at their own. So the first bank in India, that is Hindustan Bank. Okay, Bank of Hindustan, in way to started in British by the during British India. And bank are of two types. One is a central bank and second is the commercial bank. We will learn only the concept and function of the central bank and the commercial bank. First of all, what is central bank? Central bank is the supreme bank of that particular country, of a particular country, is the head of the bank, and this bank is the bankers of the bank. Suppose if I want to deposit money in a bank, so we are going to State Bank, ICICI, Union Bank, Punjab National Bank. But if this bank want to deposit their money, so they have their account in this central bank. And in India, in case of India, central bank is the Reserve Bank of India. In case of United States of America, that is the Federal Bank of India. In Sweden, in Switzerland, it is the Riksbank, that is a central bank. So the Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of India, and this central bank controls every banking transaction of other banks, of their inferior banks, whether commercial or any other banks. So what are the function of the central bank? First function of the central bank, it is a central bank which issues currency. The currency that we are using in our hand, and we are using that money, the currency, in exchanging as a medium of exchange, that currency is issued by central bank. The central bank enjoys the monopoly rights of issuing currency. No other bank in India will issue currency, has the rights to issue currency. Okay, only central bank. In the case of United States of America, that is the Federal Bank of America. This is the monopoly rights, and this is the most important rights of the central bank, as no other bank in the country enjoys this right. The second point, the central bank is a banker's bank, as I have already told. The central bank examines the accounts of all the member banks. Accounts of all the member banks is examined by the central bank, and each and every account record of those member banks, that is State Bank, either Union Bank, either Punjab National Bank, these banks are member banks of the central bank, and the central bank take the record of each and every bank. Wherever the banks are in financial crisis, it is the central bank that comes to their help. Suppose, as for example, Punjab National Bank is in financial crisis. Okay, Punjab National Bank has that means a proposal from any other company, that the company wanted about 100 crore rupees from Punjab National Banks. So Punjab National Bank doesn't have the money. So from where the Punjab National will ask money from the central bank, and the central bank will provide Punjab National Bank the money. And the Punjab Bank will earn, suppose rate of interest is 10 rupees. The Punjab Bank will earn rate of interest 10 rupees, but 2 or 3 rupees will be kept by the Punjab National Bank, and the remaining 7 rupees as an interest will be paid to the central bank. In this way, the money of the central bank is utilized by other privatized bank or commercial bank for earning and for maintenance of the smaller banks. So whenever the banks are in financial crisis, it is a central bank that comes to their help. Next, the central bank function as the clearing house of the member bank. This concept is quite harder to understand. Suppose there is interbank lending and borrowing. एक बैंक से दूसरे बैंक तक lending and borrowing हो रहा है. Okay, a bank lends or borrow from other banks among the commercial bank. So central bank maintains the accounts of all member banks. As I have already mentioned, हर member banks का एक account central bank में होता है, और हर बैंक का ट्रांजेक्शन का रिकॉर्ड भी सेंट्रल बैंक रखता है. एंड अगेन एवरी member banks is being watched by the central bank, that how their accounts are being maintained, or from bank to bank, from bank to central bank, or from bank to individuals or in any other company. So all transactions between the lending and borrowing banks are cleared at the central bank level. The central bank level will clear all the problems, all the lending and borrowing activities. The fourth most important, the central bank plays a promotional role. What is a promotional? It promotes socio-economic development as it releases funds to the priority sectors in the economy. So what are the priority sectors? Basically the government sectors. The government wants money for the development. So definitely the government will ask money from the central bank. Why the central bank will give the money? Because each and every fund of the government is maintained by central bank. That is in case of India, that is Reserve Bank of India. When the government extract tax from the people, income tax, service tax, GST, whatever it, all the amount, the fund is being deposited into the central bank. and the central bank will check the account that if the money is available or not, and according to availability, according to the demand of the government, the central bank will provide money. Even the government doesn't have amount, that particular amount in its fund, then the central bank may give loan to the government, and it is the duty of the government that the government will pay back the money to the central government again after extracting the tax, extracting the revenues from each and every sectors. So this is the concept of the central bank, function of the central bank. And now let's study about the commercial bank. So what is the commercial bank? Each and every commercial bank which is functioning under the central bank is the commercial bank, doing the activities in any commercial basis in an economy, in a nation's economy. That is the commercial bank. So what is the function of the commercial bank? Definitely, when I want to open an account, an individual want to open an account, I cannot go directly to the central bank, that is the Reserve Bank of India, to open the account. It is only the banks which can open the account in the Reserve Bank of India. But in the regards to higher, bigger, huge transaction, then I can go for Reserve Bank of India. But until unless, as a common man, I can open an account in Reserve Bank of India, I have to open an account in the subordinate banks, which we regarded as the commercial bank. So, two major functions of the commercial banks that can be discussed. The first one is that the commercial bank mobilize saving. That means savings are of three types. So how it mobilize saving? The commercial bank will invite depositor to deposit the money of the depositor, to deposit the money of the people in the commercial bank, and the commercial bank will earn profit. And in lieu of it, of the depositing money, the commercial bank will pay a little amount of interest to the depositor, and the money will be kept safe. The money of the depositor will be kept safe. So savings are of three types, remember, and all the three types can be accessed by an individual, by us. First of all, current saving or deposits. So what is current saving deposit? That means current saving deposit does not include interest. You can deposit money several times, or you can withdraw money several times as you like. These accounts are being opened by commercial setups, by businessmen, by individuals who does business. Okay, so during a daytime, the money has to be deposited or has to be withdrawn several times. So current deposits. So current deposits are no means for us. We are individual. We are depositing money. We are going to the bank, deposit money 1 or 2 times in a month, and withdrawing money 1 or 2 times in a month. And so for that, we are having saving deposits. Saving deposits, one part can be withdrawn at any time. All the money cannot be withdrawn in saving deposit. In current deposit, all the money can be withdrawn. But in saving deposit, all the money cannot be withdrawn. At least a little amount of money to maintain the account of the bank, in the bank, is kept. The money is kept behind. Suppose if I have got deposit 1 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupees has got deposit in my account. So I cannot extract all the amount. I cannot withdraw all the amount. I have to keep at least 5,000 rupees in the account, and the remaining 95,000 I can take into it, withdraw. So, and also we can take it anytime, can be taken, and also I have to get access for withdrawal and get access to the permission. Without the bank's permission, I will not be able to withdraw the money. This is the second. The third deposit is fixed deposit. Fixed deposit is that every month I am depositing money to the bank, but I cannot take out until and unless a time period is over. So 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. And that fixed deposit, suppose for 5 years I have kept 10 lakh rupees. After 5 years, I am paid about 12 or 13 lakh rupees. That is a fixed deposit. Fixed deposit will bring out more interest, will bring out more profit in a bank. Okay. Another thing is that this is the method of deposit. Commercial bank mobilize savings. So I have discussed this part as a saving. But also commercial bank provide loans to the individuals, to community, to an organizations, to an industries, whatever it is. Many people may apply and get loan from the commercial banks. Okay, so like farmers, artisan, industrialists, etc. The proper utilization of bank loans improves the economic status of the people. When the bank loans is properly utilized, suppose if I am taking loan from the bank, okay, for what I am taking loan? For expenses, for doing business, that definitely I have to repay back the money. If I have to repay back the money, then definitely I have to work hard to repay back with interest. So in this way the economy will rise up, economy will develop. Otherwise some people are there who take loan and they are spending the money for their own benefit, personal benefit, they are enjoying, and when they comes to repayment, the banks will sue against that person of non-payment of the loan, and finally his property may go off by some kind of court orders. Okay, so these are the things. So we need to take care. If you want to take a loan from a bank, then definitely we have to think before that if I can repay the amount with interest to the bank. Otherwise बैंक वाला किसी को भी कहीं नहीं छोड़ने वाला है. It's very dangerous. Banking, this profession is also dangerous, and that person who is thinking that he will escape by taking loan from the bank, then definitely there are people who are engaged for recovery inside a bank. So but for the convenience of the people, for the convenience of the public, the government has issued circular. The government has opened various kinds of banks for helping a particular setup, for helping a particular organization, institutions. Suppose for industries, okay, for industries, for the development of industries, the government of India has set up a government. Suppose the government has opened the IDBI. It is Industrial Development Bank of India. This IDBI gives help, financial help to the industries. IDBI offers industrial loans as concessional rate of interest. Interest rate को कम कर देता है, okay, to the industries in backward regions of the country. The IDBI will decide whether the region is backward or not, and then we can go off. The industry can go off for giving the loan. Next one is the Industrial Development Bank initiates in creating entrepreneurship through various training programs. Entrepreneurship. Suppose if I have an idea of setting up an industry, okay, and definitely the idea will be heard, the idea will be listened to by the IDBI. Okay, the idea will be listened. So when the bank authority is convinced of my idea, then definitely he will mobilize an amount in the form of loan to me for the setup of industry. So in this way, entrepreneurship, for in my case I am the entrepreneur which will provide the ideas to the bank, and the bank will provide the money. Definitely bank has to ensure the recovery of the money. So it doesn't mean that anyhow the bank will recover the money. I must have the capacity to recover anyhow through industries, through properties, or whatever it is. So definitely the bank will never try to take off my own property for recovery of the money. Definitely the bank will try to develop for industry, for my profit, and also in profit level, advertisement, whatever it is, the bank will create opportunities for these entrepreneurs to start a business. Another stand is regional rural bank, that is for rural setup. Gramin Vikas Bank is there, Samobai Bank is there. Okay, so to provide loans to low rate of interest to the villages. Always remember, our regional rural bank provides less rate of interest to the lender, to the people for agriculture, okay, So to mobilize rural saving and invest these in various productive activities. So as you want to open an account in rural bank, then you can open the account, but you will get less interest. Also, if you take loan, you have to pay less interest in loan. Next one is that NABARD. I hope so you have heard this word, NABARD. NABARD stands for National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. This is another bank, okay, like Rural Regional Bank. NABARD directly put emphasis, put importance, okay, in sections of agriculture, in agricultural sectors, in investment and related products. So in this way, NABARD is the apex financial institution among all the institutions related to investment and production in rural area. NABARD is a central government setup for regional and rural areas, for development of regional areas in every field, agriculture, okay, rural development, everything is being provided, a financial help is being provided by NABARD. So these are the bank setups always, but above all, there are certain other banks are also there, which we can say as non-financial banking institutes, NBFI. Okay, NBFI. Another one is that SIDBI is that it is Small Industrial Bank Development of India, like IDBI. This is SIDBI, SIDBI, small bank. Same thing. It is same. It put emphasis in smaller cottage scale industries. But the last one is that it is non-banking financial institute, and this non-banking financial institute does not take initiatives for recovery, does not take initiatives, and also never register to the mainstream of banking authority. It is unregistered. So always certain kinds of non-banking financial institutes are very risky. Whenever a person is depositing money in this non-banking financial institute, it is very risky, and he is investing money in this non-banking NBFI, non-banking financial institute, at his own risk, and he may not get the money back again. You may have got an example, a very good example in Kharupetya, that is Rongali. Lakhs of rupees is being destroyed. Lakhs of rupees of the general public is being destroyed by this Rongali. ओके एंड ख़त्म, बहुत का पैसा ख़त्म, बहुत लोग रास्ते पे आ गया. ओके, दे प्रोवाइड ह्यूज इंटरेस्ट रेट, दे प्रोवाइड ह्यूज प्रॉफिट, दे शो ह्यूज प्रॉफिट टू द पब्लिक, एंड फाइनली पूरा पैसा ऐड के लेके जाता है, ख़त्म. नॉन बैंकिंग फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूट, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर एज दैट, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर any institution, any banking institution who deals with money has to be affiliated to the Reserve Bank, to the Central Bank of India. Otherwise, if there is no affiliation, nobody will take the risk of repaying a depositor's money again. So these are the functions of banks, types of bank that we need to understand, and I hope so you will understand. If you don't understand, do ask me in my personal WhatsApp. Thank you very much.